Anyone?
Jake?
Are we done today?
We're good. That was fun, guys.
So what happened today in the news? What
It was
really...
a pretty slow day.
It's Friday.
Oh, the iPad mini is available for pre-order.
Oh, right.
Big deal.
I heard 3 people stayed up for that.
So who pre-ordered here?
I did. I'm on board. I ordered this morning when I woke up. I didn't stay up till 3 like an idiot.
Thanks, Seth.
So who else stayed up like an idiot?
I stayed up till 3.
I woke up.
I got my order in at 3:02, and I got the heck out of the parking lot.
Right. All right. So we're gonna have a couple iPad minis in the review area. Did you get Jake? Did you get LTE like Mark did?
I didn't even get one.
He actually ordered an iPad 2 by accident.
Right.
Really?
No.
What did you get?
I didn't get anything. I probably should have, but I didn't.
Oh,
You
wow.
got up though. Look how dedicated he is, Seth. He got up at 3 a.m.
It's a lot more than you would do. That's for sure.
What did you say?
You haven't slept in a month?
It's just pretty disappointing. I'm not gonna lie.
What did Tess say in here?
I go days without sleeping.
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with us. 9to5Mac.
What does it have to do with?
I have no idea.
All right, what else happened today?
I thought Phil Schiller's comments were pretty interesting.
Oh yeah, he commented on the Macs out getting thinner. They're actually not thinner. It's just the edges are thinner. It's the same
Still
thickness.
badass, I think.
I heard the display is what's really amazing about this one.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Mark will have one on day one, I'm sure, loaded to the TV. An iMac.
Yeah, Fusion
Are you gonna
Drive.
get one more?
Probably not.
Who's
I'm kind
typing?
of thinking about it.
That was me, sorry. Just trying to open up 9to5Mac and another tab over here.
I need to open Chrome to.
How come you guys are so small? Like you guys are far away. How do you?
That'd be like that?
I don't know. I guess maybe my camera's.
What kind of camera are you using?
It's the MacBook Pro one.
Are you hunched over a MacBook all day? Like, I feel like that'd be so uncomfortable.
Not all day. Sometimes I have a MacBook Air.
That makes it better.
So the new Tweetbot update's pretty neat.
Uh,
The header photos.
For Mac or for iPhone?
iPhone.
Oh, I'm gonna grab that real quick.
Mike's a beta tester for Tapbots.
Let's see, are you allowed to say that?
He wouldn't give me early info about anything. It's unbelievable how dedicated he is.
I'm extremely professional and dedicated.
Nice.
That's why we got Pocket ahead of time, right?
No, Pocket went to me.
Yeah, I did go to Mark and he said, hey, can you look at this? So I did.
Well,
yeah.
you know,
He likes my reviews better than he likes his own, that's why.
since Instapaper is a friend of the site, I'm glad we got Paper on board as well.
They probably figured we'd do a review.
Yeah, they probably figured we'd do it, and we did.
We'd praise it just because it's a competitor.
We have nothing else. We didn't even look at it. Fine, it's the best one out there.
Personally, I use Reading List.
I don't. I use Pocket.
Why would you use an app that's not integrated into the browser you already use on all your devices?
Because it's not integrated. Reading List is not integrated into Tweetbot, which is where the majority of my links come from. Like when I'm reading through Twitter and I'm like, oh, I better read that later, so I just send it to Pocket. I can't send it to Reading List.
Ah, that's a good call, So what if Apple integrated Reading List as an API? Which actually, now that you think about it, that would be cool.
It would be cool, and I thought they were going to do it at first when they first announced reading lists, but then they didn't. If they did that, I still don't ever open the reading list on my Mac enough that I would notice anything on that list. Pocket, I notice like the badge on the app. So
Yeah,
like,
I know what you're talking about. I don't use reading list or anything that much. I don't use anything.
There's not even a Siri API yet, so I wouldn't bank on it.
I don't even use an RSS.
I don't either.
You don't use RSS?
No, I used to use it for like certain websites, like the producers where I get all my beats and stuff. But then when Apple killed it, I was like, no, I just won't use it anymore.
What's your favorite Apple news site?
Don't do it.
Let's talk earnings.
Okay.
This is where I go.
Oh, he doesn't like her. We don't have to talk numbers, but I thought some of Tim Cook's comments were interesting during the Q&A.
Yeah. You were the one listening, so go ahead.
Let me pull up a little refresh here. I forgot.
Because I was just relying on your live blog at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to listen to the call, and then I was like, oh, wait, that's boring, and I didn't.
Right.
Live blog, right?
We like your style, Mike.
Yeah, I was just keeping up on Twitter and stuff.
All right. So he made comments about Microsoft Surface, which I thought was probably his more interesting comments, and he pretty much just said it's a ridiculous product and making a lot of compromises.
Talk about the car floating thing.
Chitty
I'm
chitty
trying to
bang.
find the quote exactly. All right, he said the toughest thing you can do is trade off, deciding what a product should be. I suppose you could design a car that could fly, but I don't think it would do it well. So you can kind of figure out what he's saying. But he was talking about how the iPad's more of a complete product, whereas the Surface is garbage.
See, I think their philosophies are completely different. Like, Apple, it's obvious that they're trying to converge like the iOS devices and the Mac devices, but they're doing it smart. So you still have like a MacBook Pro, and you still have an iPad, and basically the software takes the right things from both platforms that have been in the platform for previous years and merges them together well. But what Microsoft is doing is they're just jumping 10 feet ahead, and they're just making one product out of two different products. Versus Apple keeps the two products separately, but they're sharing. They have a common base of things that are good in their respective platforms. That makes sense. Versus just piling everything down and thinking the pieces will just click together for the user.
Yeah.
It just kind of reminded me of the toaster and a refrigerator comment that they've made in the past.
Yeah.
I wonder what it'll be next time. Which two devices will he fuse?
I think maybe he was thinking about cars this time because he had just been looking at the iCar prototype.
You're right.
Maybe before that he was looking at the iFridge and the iToaster.
I'll tell you, a car that can fly and float, that's pretty revolutionary.
It's Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Didn't you see Jordan's post?
I watched Chitty Chitty Bang Bang when I was younger like a million times.
My kid watches it every day.
Yeah, I used to watch Mary Poppins, like, apparently every day.
Yeah,
I believe that.
I kind of remember. Yeah.
So Tim made some other interesting comments on rumor sites and rumors in general.
Mark, leave.
Yeah, that was directed at Mark.
What happened?
He said, August and September rumors intensified. I wish these wouldn't occur, but did occur.
I have nothing to say.
He's talking about the Wall Street Journal, I think.
Gonna refrain from commenting. Mark knows what I was gonna say.
I don't know what you were going to say.
You know exactly what
Honestly,
I was gonna say.
like, everybody knows that there's a new iPad coming. Like, come on. Everybody knows.
I think he was talking about Digitimes.
Right. But so everybody knows that an iPad's coming. Nobody's going to buy an iPad unless you're an idiot. Sorry if you bought an iPad. But blame the rumor sites, but you had a bad quarter. Like, find something else to blame. Or call it something else. Like, call it consumers not being idiots.
A predictable product release cycle that's starting, like we said last week, it's really starting to get predictable.
Yeah, it's super predictable, and consumers aren't idiots. So, like, stop blaming rumor sites and start, like, blaming,
yourselves.
Normal, predictable product cycles.
This is what really bugs me the most. Oh, sorry.
You talk to anybody and they say, "Oh, I'm not going to get the next iPhone because there'll just be a new one in a couple months that'll have a big
Right.
issue."
You just buy one when you're ready. You buy one when you have some cash and your old one's falling apart.
What I didn't like was, in not this earnings call, but the previous one, Oppenheimer kept saying like how pissed he is about the rumors about the new iPhone and all of these new products or whatever. Yet every time they made an announcement during the year, hey Jordan,
Hey.
they kept promoting, oh, we have ridiculously amazing stuff coming out in a few months. Yet they're mad people are speculating.
I think they're more mad that people are right than that people are speculating. If you're just speculating, fine. But if you've got sources and you've got, actual leaks, then they start to get mad because you're
My
kind of
top source is
it.
telling me that there's going to be a thinner iPhone in the next few years. Probably a thinner MacBook.
You're talking about the iPhone 5S, which is not thinner. It's just
I said it in the next
a better
couple
camera.
years. I said in the next couple of years. I could tell you that in 5 years from now, there'll be an even thinner iMac.
Right.
Oh. I mean, at one point when they get paper thin, what are they going to start doing?
That's just going to be screens, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Screens and chips
Yeah,
and
like
batteries.
at what point do they run out of stuff?
I was talking about that just the other day. At some point, we're going to reach a point where we just can't go any further making things thinner or faster.
Or lighter.
What's the 5th generation iPad going to be? Like, I can't even fathom. I mean,
Why can't you fathom? It's going to just be thinner. Like, there's plenty of room to go thinner on the iPad.
And lighter, and the battery's going to be better designed, and it'll be
Like,
faster.
I've been going to the gym lifting weights, but I still can't carry the iPad 3. Way too heavy.
Everybody gave me shit when I said in my review, and I said it was too heavy.
It's heavy.
And now everybody's like, oh yeah, it is heavy. Oh, it gets hot.
Yeah, I literally, you need an oven mitt for it.
Right, exactly. I don't know why everybody had a problem with that, though.
I don't know. I don't think people like that we keep it real.
Right, that's the problem. So what else from this call? Anything?
Was there anything else notable?
Apple TVs, 5 million for the year.
Oh,
Still a hobby.
right, yeah. Oh, what about the 52 billion for next quarter that they're projecting? That's a pretty high mark.
Yeah, I mean, they just released 500 new products. Like, how are they not going to make 50 billion?
Oh, what Tim Cook said on the 7-inch tablets.
Oh, yeah. 7-inch bad, 7.9
Was
perfect.
fine.
I mean,
7
when you think about it, it's 60% more room, or 67% more bigger screen in the lens.
right? I think that's more because it's not the inches, it's the aspect ratio.
I don't know.
Because 16 by 9 you'll have less square footage.
Is the
per-
Nexus 16.9?
Yeah, or 1610, I think. But 3 by 4 is more like a square. The square is the maximum use of space.
Right.
So, I don't know. If you had a 7-inch 3 by 4, it might have almost as many square inches. But, yeah. I don't know. I think it's fine. Like, I mean, I've used the Nexus 7 a lot. It's fine. I'm sure the iPad will be fine. The one thing, though, is that the iPad isn't going to fit in your pocket like the Nexus 7 does. I think that's a big issue.
It can fit. See, here's the thing. It could fit like in your, like if you have one of those inserts in your jacket or whatever, your jacket pocket.
Right.
It could fit in those. Yeah, it could fit in those. Which is a big step up from the 10-inch iPad, but it's definitely no pocket machine. But that's what an iPhone's for.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, they're really clear about this. Like, they're really clear about their matrix of devices. Like, of who they want using them, how you use them. You know, like you have every screen size you have a pocket iOS device. have a couch iOS device, and now we have a mobile iOS device in between.
And an iPad too for cash-strapped people. Like they kind of broadcasted as that.
What?
Like Tim Cook called the iPad 2 for cash-strapped since it was.
I don't understand why that one's on the market.
I don't either. Except because it's cheap. But then, if you think about it, the iPad Mini, why not just get that instead?
It's cheaper and better.
Except it's smaller.
There's a reason they're keeping the iPad 2 on the market. I had a theory that they kept producing them with that new A5 chip so they could lower the margins on that specific processor over time. Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying, though?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mike, what's your opinion on the revolutionary new 4th generation iPad?
I think it's stupid, and I'm kind of mad because I just gave my mother the 3rd gen iPad that I got.
Is she going to miss the A6X?
No, she won't even know. I probably won't even be able to tell a difference when I use an iPad 4 at the Apple store. I won't even be. I'll have to ask an employee, is this the 4 or did you guys still have 3s out?
I think the 30-pin adapter might be the giveaway.
Yeah.
No, but, oh yeah, that's true. I thought that, oh yeah, that would be visible, because I can't even remember what they haven't plugged into in there.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know if they're going to have any kind of locks on those things, because they have the locks on the old ones.
Yeah.
No, oh, yeah. I haven't been to an Apple store since the...
Aren't the iPhone 5s in case, like a little kind of casing now?
I haven't seen...
I wonder if they'll upgrade all their smart signs to iPad 4.
I think they're still at the iPad 2 for those.
I think so.
The smart signs are pretty cool. Nobody expected that. I think we broke that news. Actually, we did. But I thought that was pretty cool.
So how about that Nexus 10?
On Brief Mobile?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That looked
The
horrible.
screen?
Yeah. I don't know what they're trying to improve there.
Well,
I mean-
Apple gets smaller, everyone's getting bigger.
I mean, I guess it's thin, but, like, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why make the bezel bigger?
Screens are high quality, which is nice.
Because you need the bigger bezel to grip it on that, because it's not like iOS where it ignores the extra touches.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I like Nexus devices, so I think that'll be probably the best 10-inch tablet, but mostly because it doesn't have TouchWiz on it. But like, maybe they'll price it really cheaply. That'll be the only like redeeming factor if it's like $250 or something. And then Best Buy's got the other 10-inch tablet, which is going to be like $200.
Mm-hmm. If Samsung can just get over this notion that TouchWiz is actually good, or they think that TouchWiz is actually good.
Well, so I have a theory that Samsung is actually planning to move everything from Android to Bada. And if you look at their Bada stuff, it all looks like TouchWiz. So they're just going to try to slip Bada in at some point and get everybody off of Android with their phones. That's my theory. Although, like, there's no apps for it. It's kind of, Bada is, like, kind of crappy. So...
Well, people are buying Windows 7 stuff, and there's, like, no apps for that. There's, like, no apps for the Surface.
I don't know if people are really buying it. I mean, of course, techies are buying it.
Yeah.
Microsoft employees are buying it, according to GeekWire. But I don't know if my mom didn't buy one.
Matt Panzarino actually tweeted that FedEx said there was, like, he was giving a lot of shipments. A FedEx guy said that. So I don't know.
Yeah. That's in Fresno, though, so. Jake, you went black, I think. No. Jake's gone.
Oh, well.
I think he turned off his mic and camera because he had to leave momentarily.
All right. So what else? There was something else this morning. The mini sale, like, Mark, you have a LTE version. It's coming in.
Oh yeah, so a lot of them are coming on Black Friday, but a friend of mine who ordered one, theirs is coming on the 17th.
That's weird because nobody, like, I asked on Twitter and there was like maybe 20 responses.
All
And
November 23?
And yeah, everybody was like November 23. There was like 1 or 2 people who got November 21st, but nobody had like anything earlier than that.
Yeah, a couple people that I spoke to had the 21st. Oh, and here's another thing. I wanted to tell you this. A couple people said that they're on the 21st because they ordered expedited shipping. Apple doesn't offer expedited shipping on the iPad mini.
Oh, really? So you should probably delete that post.
Was it my...
Yeah, it was in your name. Whoops. All right, what else? Jake's back.
I'm back.
You have Apple UK's website, and they put that Samsung verdict on there or whatever.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. I don't know. I think this is one of those things where it divides. Like, if you're an Apple fanboy, you're like, that was awesome. But if you're not an Apple fanboy, you're kind of like, that's kind of cheesy. I don't know.
Because they put it in words that like they didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
Like, Apple didn't.
Which is fine. Like, I understand.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to do that if you don't have to. But like, saying like, oh, we're cool, like using that particular quote, I kind of felt that was a little. I don't know.
Yeah, because they could have just put the part about, other areas finding them, or like other areas finding Samsung infringed. They could have just kept that part. And
right. Yeah. I mean, that last paragraph made sense, but.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of weird.
Any other thoughts on that?
I liked it.
Are you talking about the letter or whatever?
Yeah, the letter.
Yeah, we expected them to do that, I guess.
Yeah, actually, I think that's exactly what we suggested, right?
Yeah.
In the earlier posts.
Is anyone really gonna click on that? I mean, it's at the bottom of the website.
No,
Yeah.
no one's going to see it.
They buried it.
But they have to put it in the newspaper too, I'm pretty sure, right?
Right in an ad.
Yeah.
T3 Magazine, Guardian, Telegraph.
Which could be different. Like, that could actually be a big deal.
Has to be on pages 1 through 5. Not all 5 pages, but one of the pages from 1 through 5, and it has to be in at least 14 font.
14.
14-point Arial. That's interesting that they do that.
Yeah.
Would they ever do that in the U.S.? I can't imagine that coming down.
I can't see. What's interesting to me is how different the rulings have been from country to country. Like, didn't Apple lose in South Korea?
Yes. Well, they didn't lose, but they were found. Oh yeah, they lost to Samsung actually.
Here's the difference: the U.S. one had all of Apple's best lawyers. It had Forstall, Schiller, the guy who works under Ive, Chris Stringer. Like, they went all out on the U.S. case, and it was a piece of cake here. But
Samsung did the exact same thing in Korea. So none of the Samsung guys came to the U.S. trial.
Right. They did all their best work in their local place, which was more important to them. Like, the U.S. win was most instrumental because this is their home country. This is where the majority of their profit is. This is where it matters the most, and you can see that like they put their focus in the right places, and they don't worry about the little stuff. They worry about going for the big fish, and that in terms of the court case, and that seems to work out really well for them. Versus if they planted everyone over the world, maybe it wouldn't have worked out as well for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's all just money, right? Like,
I mean, they didn't pay off the jurors or anything.
Right.
Not really. I mean, $1 billion. I mean, it's more like symbolic. It won't affect either company.
Right. I know, it's kind of crazy though. Like, $1 billion is a lot of money. It's like
But not for Apple. Apple makes $1 billion a day.
It's like an Instagram.
10 tweet bots.
Right. Yeah, but it's all just money. Like, these patents aren't going to block anything. Like, the changes are very subtle.
They're all going to be reversed.
Right. What was just reversed? I forget.
Something.
The rubber band factor.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So, who cares? Whatever. Android will have rubber band again.
It'll still be skippy and choppy and look awful.
Yes.
The rubber banding will.
Yes, so they will. So, did you guys see the Samsung ad this morning?
No.
On Google?
Which one?
Oh, come on, you didn't see
Oh,
that?
the Beam. I saw that yesterday.
Last night on the, it was on some show. I can't remember what I saw it on.
The one with family.
The Verge was running it yesterday.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
I thought that was a good commercial. I don't know why. It was entertaining. It was cute.
I like the commercial from a while ago when Apple first came out with the Lightning connector. And there's that girl in it, and she's like, "It's digital. What does that even mean?" I just loved it.
Wait, what?
There's this part in the commercial when they're like all the Apple fanboys are standing in the line, and they're talking about like the Lightning connector, and she's like, "What does that even mean?" It's so great.
Funny. Yeah, Samsung.
They've had a lot of good fun lately.
Yeah.
Samsung.
Definitely better than Apple's.
Oh, they've got some money now.
Yeah.
The iPad Mini ad is I think it might be too subtle.
I still haven't watched it.
Really?
Yeah. I haven't even watched the keynote yet. I watched like part of it during the live stream, but then I had to go to class and I just didn't care enough to watch the rest of it.
Guys, I gotta run for now.
Well, hold on. I think we're pretty much done. I mean, we don't have a lot to do, and I have to go to dinner in a couple minutes anyway.
I
Okay.
have to go to work in a little bit, so.
Any last words on the week? I guess
Thought it
we
was a
just
good
covered
week.
it. Yeah, it was a good week, and we're gonna have some Mac Minis. We did well with our predictions, and we're gonna have a lot of reviews in the next month or two.
I just posted one.
Fantastic.
I have one I have to write.
All right, guys.
Take it easy, guys.